Did she change her hair?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Rose and Toys Robots Rose. So here we are, and there she is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front. We have some nice artwork there of Robot Rose. On this side we have Robot Rose, on this side Robot Rose, just tons of different kinds of artwork. Robot Rose on the bottom, Rose and Toys. On the back of the box, the same as the front of the box, and that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have Robot Rose, and this is a knockoff of the Masterpiece Arcee with some new optional parts. But yeah, here she is in her alt mode. She is packed in alt mode. So yeah, a nice Arcee car mode. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. You got nice pink with the white and the gray right up front. The paint apps on this KO are actually quite good. You got the transparent blue windshield there. Looks very nice. I do have a scratch here on the seat. I don't know if I did that or it came out of the box like that. I'm not sure. I don't know, but a little scratch there. But you can see the steering wheel and console there. Nicely detailed. But all in all, looks quite good. You got the back taillights picked out in paint also. And there is the top, there is the bottom, visible a lot syndrome. She does roll, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. And for comparison, here she is with the official Masterpiece Arcee, so you can see what's going on here. Coloration wise, the knockoff has, I don't know how well this comes across on camera, but the knockoff has a slightly darker shade of pink, and I think the gray is also a little bit darker, but molding wise, everything is basically the same. I'll give you the turnaround so you can see who's who, what's what, where's how. But yeah, there you go. Now, as far as accessories go, she comes with all of the same accessories as the original. You get a little pink blaster here. You get the little pistol. You get the rifle. You get the holster for the pink pistol. You get a little, blade here for the car mode. You also get one blush, two blush, three blushes, and you also get optional faces. You get this face, you get this face, which on this one the paint's a little jacked up, but you get that face. You get this face, and you get this face. And we get two more accessories, but I'll show those off when we get to robot mode. Now, I'm going to skip over showing off how all of this stores and all that, because we've done all this before, we know what it does, but yeah, it comes with all the same accessories as the original. You just get like one extra face. So there you go. So that is basically it for the alt mode, but before we get down to transformation, I just have to show off the instructions because I think this is funny. So you get the instruction sheet, and it is basically just like a photocopy of the MP's instruction sheet. But what's hilarious is that it goes through the transformation, but then it just stops right here. That's the last step. That's it. The back is just what to do with the accessories. So the transformation it doesn't finish the transformation. So yeah, yeah. KO instructions, you gotta love them. You just gotta love them. But that is basically it for the alt mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Hey, get back here, girl. Get back here. Okay, so one thing to note is I do have the improved chest piece already on here. On here. Words. But here's the original chest piece. And these are just made to pop right off. So this is the original chest piece. I have the improved chest piece on her. You can transform her with the improved chest piece. The only problem is when you get everything, pushed up and sitting flush the way it's supposed to, you will kind of pop it out of the hinge a bit. And you'll see that when we transform all of this, you will have to kind of just pop it right back into the socket. But yeah, you just have to kind of unpeg it a little bit from that hinge, but everything does work out pretty well. So let's get down to it. So transformation, as you can guess, is exactly the same as the original. So we're just going to pop up door panels here, bring it up, rotate it to the side, take this whole paint panel here, just swing that back, and then take this, flip it up and over. Second versus like the first, just pop that out, and bring that up, rotate that in, swing all this up and over, bring this up and over, like so. You want to undo this. This holds on very securely. And all the hinges, too, another thing to mention, quality-wise, like this feels just as good as the original. Everything is nice and snug, in some cases a little too snug, but it's a very good quality knockoff. So undo these side sections here. And then you want to take these taillights and pop them up, like so. Slide them off to the inside, and then just rotate them in. And you can bring this in as well. Swing all that in. Pop this up. This one is quite stiff. Slide that over. Rotate that up and in like so. Take these seats and just push them up. These little side panels on either side of the seats, just push those in like so. Once you've done all that, these will just collapse up and over, like that. And we can just leave all that sitting like that for now. And now let me raise up a little bit so I have a little bit more room to work here. There we go. So now we can just kind of move our arms out of the way, open up these panels so we can bring down our leg. When you bring it down halfway, just slide it in, bring it the rest of the way down, bring up the foot, bring that down, and bring that in, bring it the rest of the way down, bring out the foot, and now we can have her standing. And now that we've done that, we come up here. You just want to take the arms and just swing them down, extend, rotate the hand so everything is oriented properly. Bring that down and around, like so. Then we can close this panel up. These little hinges there are pretty stiff. There we go. Again, take this whole front assembly here, take this and swing it around, and here's what I'm talking about. You will have to, it kind of undoes itself, so you do have to just kind of pop it back up into place there, so everything is sitting flush like it's supposed to. So bring that down. Once we've done that, we are going to bring in the wheels, and then bring in these panels here. Bring all this up, take this windshield assembly, bring that console up, just bring it down. At an angle, just swing it in, swing it all the way over, bring it up, straighten it out, and have it sit flush right there, like so. And we are pretty much at the home stretch here. So we can take these wheels, you want to just kind of fold them in, have them sit in there like so. I'm going through this pretty quickly because, again, we've done all this before. So bring the backpack up. As always, these tabs are supposed to get tabbed in back there. I don't even do this on the official MP. I just leave them hanging out there as long as they're kind of in the spot. You know, doesn't matter. It's not detrimental. So once you've done that, take this, swing this back, and just line everything up. You may pop out the chest piece while you're doing this, but just get everything in position here. Bring all that down, like so. And just have that chest in. Again, you may have to pop this back into place. And there we go. So done that. Rotate these panels in. Bring the arms down. This little panel here, if there is an Autobot symbol here, they do give you decals to put on here, by the way. But once there is a decal here, you're supposed to take this panel here and rotate it around. Again, this panel is pretty stiff, so be careful. You don't want to scratch the paints. There we go. So rotate that around like so, and then this will just collapse down like that. And there we go. There we have Arcee, or Robot Rose, in her robot mode. And she looks just like Masterpiece Arcee. The only difference is just the new chest piece. Let's get in close here so we can take a look not at her robo belly button, but not to the chest piece. That's what we have to zoom in on this time around. So yeah, here is the new chest piece, and this looks so much better. Again, here's the original one. You can see how that works out. I can show it on just the official one. So you can see, like, yeah, that didn't work out too well. That just did not look good. But that works out way, way better. And still does transform with the figure into all mode. Again, you're gonna pop that off the hinge a little bit to get it to sit where it's supposed to. But all in all, though, it still works. So hey, so the one downside of the new chest piece is, obviously they designed this because you have this butterfly joint here, so they designed the chest this way so you can take those arms and bring them all the way forward so you can get some more dynamic posing with the KO. With this piece on here, that is limited now. You only get a little bit of inward movement. If you go a little too far, you're just going to pop the chest piece out of the hinge there. So that's the trade-off. That is the trade-off. But if you don't care about that, then hey, you don't care about that. Me personally, I don't care about it either. I'm not an articulation nut, so that is not the end of the world that her arms don't move all the way forward like that. But all in all, though, I personally think it's a good trade-off for a better-looking robot mode. And again, they do supply you with decals to put on here, so they got you covered there. But yeah, that looks way, way better, in my opinion. I think that works out beautifully. Beautifully! I love it. I love it. Just makes her look so, so much better. But now let's get in close so we can take a look. No, we're not doing that now. We're not doing that now. It ties up here. Now it ties up here. So let's take a look at the head sculpt here. And the paintwork is quite nice. Yeah, overall, looks pretty good. Do have some, see some gaps here in the forearms, but then I looked at the official one and I was like, oh yeah, there are gaps in these forearms too. You can kind of see little seams there in these forearms as well. A little bit bigger in on the KO, but again, that's what happens when you're reverse engineering things. Sometimes tolerances can be thrown off, but not the end of the world. But for the most part, paint apps are quite good. And you got the die-cast feet, you got die-casts where there was on the original figure. Backpack is the same backpack, they didn't do anything to that. The only improvement here is just really with the chest piece. One little issue I have with mine, it's not really an issue, but just kind of a little oddity, is that you can kind of see her neck is a little bit like to the side. Like I think they just misfired the pin, so now it's a little bit at an angle. So she always kind of looks like she has an attitude, like, what? But it's fine, it's okay. Hey, it's Arcee. She can have some attitude if she wants to. Why not? Dare I say it. Look at all this she has to lug behind her. You know what? She's allowed to have an attitude. She is totally allowed to have an attitude. But, yeah, all in all, though, I think it is a pretty nicely done KO. Articulation-wise, articulation is all the same. Head is on a ball joint, wiggly-waggly. Neck can move forward and back. She can do all kinds of that. Arms can rotate. You got inward and outward. Again, you have that butterfly joint, which can only move but so far now due to the new chest piece. You got bicep rotation, double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, the hands, got those posable fingers there. You got those hinges in the fingers as well. The waist is on a ball joint, so you have all kinds of wiggly-waggly rotation there. Legs can move forward about that far. Of course, you undo transformation if you go a little too far. Back, only about that far. Outward, you don't get too far. Thigh rotation, nice deep bend at the knee. Feet up, feet on mine are quite stiff. Up, down a little bit, and you got lots of ankle tiltage, and you have that toe joint. And of course, she can hold her weapons, and the connection is a little little bit loose there with that tab and slot, but you know, you can always tighten that up. But she can't hold her weapons. You have the holster there. You can store weapons. On the backpack, of course, you have your effects parts. You can plug that in. You can do a little bleep. That's right, we can do all of that. We're keeping it quick here. We've seen all this before, peoples. And as far as gimmicks in the nodular region, all of that is the same. You just open up the top of her head. That way you can swap the faces. You can do what you want there. Of course, you can then shift this face, shift the face back to the furthermost slot, which is always kind of a pain in the butt to do, but it's totally doable. Totally doable. Right there, so you can flip out the visor. Bring that down, and there you go. She has her visor. Hooray for shades. Now, as far as chestular options, you do have 3 chestular options here. Of course, you do have the original chest piece, if you want to use that. You have this much improved one, and you also have this one right here. If you wanted to have a more shapely chest, sure, okay. Thing you can do if you want to do it. The chest piece, again, it's just on a friction hinge now, so you just take it and you just pop it right off. Pop the new one on. Let me do that real quick. And here she is with that chest piece. So again, hey, you have the options, they're good. Hey, whatever you want to do, as always, it's yours. Display it however you wish. Now, one thing to note is you cannot transform her with this chest piece in. This does not work for the alt mode at all. That just doesn't, there's no room for all that. So you will have to swap it out for one of the other 2 when you're going into vehicle mode. So this is totally just a robot mode piece. But again, things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here she is with the original masterpiece Arcee, so you can see what's going on there. I mean, overall, it's the same figure. The main difference is just with the chest piece. But we'll give you a turn around here so you can see who's who, what's what, where's how, and why's when. But yeah, pretty much identical. Again, the KO has like a slightly different, like a slightly darker shade of pink. I think a slightly darker shade of gray also. But overall, same thing. So there you have Robot Rose, and yeah, it's a knockoff, but it's a really well done knockoff, in my opinion. Like I said earlier in the review, quality-wise, it feels good. It feels just as good as the original figure. The plastic feels nice, solid, sturdy. All the joints are nice and snug. The only thing that's a little bit loose is just the connection there for the weapons in her hand. But other than that, everything on this figure feels nice and snug. So overall, a very good quality knockoff here. I like the improved chest piece, definitely way better than the official one. Just makes her look so much better. The more shapely chest piece, hey, it's a display option, why not? I won't be displaying her with it, I'll be displaying her with the other chest piece, but hey, to each their own. Again, you got the option, options are good. But overall, a very well done knockoff in my opinion, so there you go. Now, I picked this up from TF Safari. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And for all your other Transformers needs, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. You can also check out my knockoff Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Rose and Toys Robot Rose, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Please stop telling me about how you're going to be a leader one day. But I am, though! Oh, I definitely have better things to do tonight.